Hey everyone. I did not plan on doing a video so soon, especially because it's kind of late and I kind of need to go to bed. I have work in the morning, but I want to get this video out tonight. It'll probably be, honestly, I'll probably be up on YouTube around midnight, knowing how long I talk on video. And it's kind of my reaction to the recent news of the Datamine suggesting that there's two DLC characters. There's basically data, actually, for three characters who aren't in the game yet. One of them is called Paku, which is for Piranha Plant. One of them is called Jack, and one of them is called Brave. Now, seeing names like Jack, to me, is an obvious dead giveaway that that is a code name for Joker. It would apparently that data has been in the game since the game's release, and the newest character with data being inserted into Smash is Brave, and that apparently was put in with the more recent update. But the character Jack was in since launch, which kind of makes sense because Joker was announced before the game actually came out. Joker was announced the day the game came out. Released. He was announced before midnight for the day the game came out. So it made sense. Those two code names we kind of already knew. Like, yeah, that was probably going to be those two DLC characters. And if you told me, people were saying like, what does Jack and Brave mean? All we know is Jack and Brave. What does Jack and Brave mean? I could tell you right away as a Persona fan, and anyone who's a fan of Shin Megami Tensei can tell you that Jack Frost is a standout character. He's in like every Shin Megami Tensei game, not just Persona, but Atlas really uses him as their sort of mascot character. He's a very prominent character in the Shin Megami Tensei series. And so to me, the fact that there's probably only going to be one character representing all of Atlas for all 5 DLC characters, probably only get one character for the entirety of Smash, and it's going to be Joker from Persona 5, who can use Jack Frost, may I remind you, in Persona 5. To me, it's like, okay, Jack, that is a code name for a Joker. I think most people, there's no debate that that's a code name for Joker, especially because when there was only 2 code names, we had to already have assumed it was probably going to be for Piranha Plant and Joker. People are pretty... I think most people are in agreement that Jack is for Joker. But if you use that same kind of logic, I do personally very much so believe that Jack is a codename for Joker because of that connection with that character of Jack Frost. Because of that logic, that would then connect the next character. Now, I want to be straight up clear here. I am not saying that the Jack and Joker connection exists because I'm trying to promote this next idea about the Brave character. I'm simply saying I actually believe that that connection is there for a reason, and that is a little hint at what the character is, even though most people already know what the character is before they even data mine the game. People already knew that Joker was coming because that was announced like the day of Smash as release. But the next character is Brave. Now, a lot of people are saying that Brave has a connection to Dragon Quest. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I predicted Dragon Quest characters, because I literally made a video about it when the evidence was starting to stack up and seem like a more of a real possibility, mainly thanks to a leak that actually predicted the Grand Blue fighting game, which is something I would have never believed unless I saw it, because why would a mobile game get a console fighting game? Why would a mobile game, where the whole point of mobile games is to make money from freemium gaming, the whole point is to make money by having a free-to-play game where you pay extra for like bonus content and like getting like currency so you can spend on gacha rolls, and you basically gamble for the game. That's the whole point of these games. Why would they make a fighting game to promote the mobile game? To me, that doesn't make sense. But it seems like the people behind Grand Blue are pretty ambitious, and maybe because Nintendo is backing them and they have a partnership of some sorts, Maybe that's why they're wanting to get more into the console game industry. And Arc System Works, they said Arc System Works was making the game, and it's completely 100% true. It's something I would have never called. I really think it's very, if it's a prediction, it's an insane one, and it makes me have to believe this person probably has some insider information. They also had said that Persona R was going to happen, and Persona R is going to happen. It was announced, it's happening. Things from that leak, when I made my video about Erdrick and Dragon Quest, that's what it was basically just off of Grand Blue, the fighting game. But the fact that Persona 5R was also announced is incredible, and it just kind of goes to show that there is some credibility here behind Erdrick. Now, the most incriminating thing is that apparently Brave translates into Japanese what the default character name is for Dragon Quest. Apparently that name, it's like ooh something whatever. That's not important. The important part is that Brave actually translates to that into Google Translate, which I guess it's Game Explain was trying to say it means hero, but it could also be translated to Brave if it's like a weird translation. Sometimes words are have two meanings, and languages are different, and that's why the language barrier. That's why it can be hard to learn other languages, because words can basically mean multiple different things. It's like, I'm not going to try to give examples here, but my point is that Brave translates to the default name for the character in Dragon Quest, which is sort of a dead giveaway. There's a lot of evidence for Erdrick, and I am really, really saying it's Erdrick at this point. I really could see it. And I want to also stress one other thing, that it could potentially be someone else. I never want to just completely believe leaks straight up. It could be something else. But I do think that the only other thing I can think of for Brave would be like a character from Final Fantasy. I think of Braver, like Cloud's move Braver, but Cloud's already in the game. I think of Brave like Brave Chain, Brave, Brave Form, whatever. Like, Brave is a word that's used a lot in Kingdom Hearts, but let's be real here. Brave is a word that's used in so many things. It's used in so many different games. And it makes me think that it has to be more synonymous with the character. And with Erdrick, maybe not so much Erdrick, but with Dragon Quest, Brave seems to be pretty synonymous with that franchise. And even with my knowledge of Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts, I'm really leaning towards Erdrick still. And I'm not even saying that there has to be a Square Enix rep just because that's something that Vergibin said. I really don't even care. But it just, at this point, Erdrick seems to make the most sense given all the things we know about Joker, and given the fact that Jack is probably a connection to Joker, probably from the Jack Frost character. All the connections with the Persona fighting game being delayed because of the Grand Blue fighting game, the connection of Persona 5 R being announced later, and it's going to come out this year, which is all true. So, that's all I have to say. Like, it seems like it's very clear that Erdrick is the next character. Why? There is already data for Erdrick. That is confusing. Why there's already data for Erdrick at all, I'm not sure why they're jumping the gun so hard, unless maybe they're planning on announcing the next character sometime this month, or maybe in February, because Piranha Plant comes out in February. And, so we're 1 month away from Piranha Plant coming out in Smash Ultimate. So it is confusing, but at the same time, maybe we will see gameplay of Joker, which will also lead into seeing Erdrick, or the announcement of Erdrick. So, anything could happen. They might do a little video showing off more Piranha Plant's moves that would lead into that. Or maybe they'll just do a direct But I'm telling you guys now, the next Nintendo Direct is something you guys should be watching. It's something you guys should really keep your eyes peeled for, because if they do another Direct anytime soon, it's most likely going to have a reveal for the next Smash Bros. DLC character. That I think is a given, considering there's already data for Erdrick. Now, this is 10 minutes in, but I want to say a big reason why I wanted to do this video is because there's a leak that is consistent with the leak involving all the announcements with Grand Bloom, Persona 5, and all that stuff. And apparently what people are all really believing, what people are really all behind, the big theory, is that the 5 characters will be Joker, Erdrick, then Ryu Hayabusa, which is the character I literally just made a fucking video about, literally yesterday, and a character I had the idea for on New Year's Day. I kind of came up with that idea all on my own. I was really proud of it. And then after that, Minecraft Steve and Doom Guy. Now, Minecraft Steve and Doom Guy are 2 characters that people have been throwing around for a very long time now, and to me, I've always just considered that to be bullshit. However, the idea of a Minecraft stage and Minecraft music in Smash is completely reasonable, and those are 2 good ideas, and so we might have to get Minecraft Steve in order to do it. In my honest opinion, all of the Smash Bros. DLC will be involving characters that don't interest me that much. While granted, I love the original Doom. The original Doom is one of my favorite games, period. I love that game. I grew up playing that game, and every time I revisit it, I realize it still holds up today. I did not like the newest Bethesda Doom game, and I know that game's very highly praised, and a lot of people are very, very excited for Doom Eternal, which is going to be coming out this year, and it makes sense that Bethesda would want to team up with Nintendo. After all, Bethesda and Nintendo, like a lot of these other companies, are having a really good relationship right now. With the Skyrim edition Skyrim on Switch, and it involves, if you have the Zelda amiibo, if you have the Link amiibo. I'm not sure if it works with the Zelda amiibo or not, but if you have Zelda amiibos, I'm assuming it might only be Champion Link, but it might be Smash 4 Link. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but for one of the Link amiibos, you actually get Link Breath of the Wild gear for Skyrim, which is pretty dope. And so to me, it makes sense that Bethesda and Nintendo might be getting along on a good foot. Wolfenstein 2 is on the Switch, and I'm pretty sure Doom is coming to Switch, and Doom Eternal might might come out on Switch as well. So there's a big chance that, Bethesda and Nintendo are getting along really great right now, and that could lead to Doom Guy being in the game. We also know that Minecraft is on Switch, and Microsoft might be wanting to, expand. They wanted Banjo. They already said they'd be fine with Banjo in Smash. I think a lot of people are forgetting the fact, I made a video about Banjo already saying, I made this video a long time ago saying, Nintendo has no real reason to want to go for Banjo. They have way more reason to want to go for Minecraft. In my opinion, I don't really want to see the Doom Guy. I don't really want to see Minecraft, and I don't really want to see Erdrick. But for people who are excited about those franchises, I am happy for you. If this is the case, my most anticipated and most excited for DLC character will be Joker, followed up by Ryu Hayabusa, which is a character I actually do appreciate. I really am a fan of Dead or Alive. I'm a fan of the Warriors games, and I do like Ninja Gaiden, include classic and the more modern 360 and PS3, PS4 games. Actually, I don't even know if he's on PS4. I think he's just 360 and PS3, and he had one game on Wii U with Ninja Gaiden 3. But yeah, classic Ninja Gaiden, modern Ninja Gaiden, those games are fun, and I literally just made a video about it, and it really saddens me because I hadn't heard a single other person mention Ryu Hayabusa at all. But I'm not on Reddit, and I'm not on 4chan as much as everyone else. I'm not in Smash Bros. Discords like some of these other Smash Bros. Fans, and people might have been tossing around Ryu Hayabusa's name, and I was feeling really happy and confident that I was calling Ryu Hayabusa. I felt really strong about it, like it all made sense, and I used the puzzle pieces. I saw the puzzle pieces there from when I discovered the possibility of Joker having a strong, very strong chance, which I discovered that mid video, just talking about why it's not completely unreasonable, and realized that Joker, and I called that, and I was really happy about it, and I wanted to predict Ryu Hayabusa in the same fashion. And I really hope people don't think that I only said Ryu Hayabusa because I saw the leak. I really didn't. But I'm kind of stroking my own ego here because I kind of want to believe this leak that involves Erdrick, Ryu Hayabusa, Minecraft Steve, and Doom Guy, because if I believe it, it legitimizes my prediction of Ryu Hayabusa, but it completely destroys my ability to predict any future characters. If the next character is Erdrick, then that basically confirms the last three characters. And I have to say, besides Joker, the rest are not nearly as big time hitters as Joker or a lot of the other characters in Smash, a lot of the newcomers. So it really would be kind of strange. Even I said Ryu Hayabusa would probably be a filler character that not everyone would be excited for. But at least he has like the history with video games backing him up. I really don't think Minecraft or Doom deserves it. I mean, I know some people would say that's blasphemy. Doom's one of the most important first-person shooters that was ever created. It basically kickstarted the entire first-person shooter genre. But, if I have to say, like, is it really necessary in Smash? I just think there's other game characters that could kind of jump in before him. But I know that the fact that Doom Guy would be in the game would be kind of a crazy addition. And, Piranha Plant already did kind of, and really Bowser Jr., those two characters already kind of opened up the floodgates, and Bayonetta, let's be real, opened up the floodgates for, like, minor characters you might think would only be possible in Super Smash Flash and Smash Bros. Crusade. I really do think that there is a real chance that this leak is completely real, and there's just a lot of evidence stacked up with it. The fact that if this is real, that means I called Ryu Hayabusa. I just want to stress the case that I really did come up with that idea on my own. Now it's really funny because I seriously did not see a single person mention him. It really just came to me out of nowhere, talking about Ninja Theory and Team Ninja, and the fact that Nintendo and Team Ninja are the best of friends, and that they made multiple Warriors games. And I saw the connection with Atlas making the Fire Emblem Persona Shin Megami Tensei crossover game. And I really, really am sad that I probably will not get any credibility based off my prediction that I really, really wanted to come true. Because that one is probably Ryu Hayabusa is probably the most confident prediction I've made in a long time. And the thing is about my series, if this character is Smash Bros. DLC, the thing is about that series is that it's mostly for fun. The predictions aren't completely real, and I'm just trying to go over if it's possible and what would happen, what it would be like if it was possible. Well, what to expect if it did happen. And the fact of the matter is I was really proud of the Ryu Hayabusa one, because just like the Joker one, that one really got me excited for that being possibly true, and I was really, really hoping for that. And damn it, this leak kind of deflates all of that. But I want to believe it because to me personally, it would mean I still predicted it. So not honestly, I want to say that any leak that involves Doom Guy and Minecraft is too unbelievable. Whereas, like, if Banjo came out to be true, that would be unbelievable in the good way, where I would be, like, so hyped and be so excited for all the Banjo fans, and be like, wow, I never thought this would happen. Never in a million years. I didn't think Cloud would happen either, and that got, that made me so happy to see that. Like, when Cloud happened, it was like a dream come true. I never thought that would happen. And Banjo, to me, is the next step. I'm a Final Fantasy VII fan. I know there's a lot of us, and that's why Cloud was such a dream for all of us, because there's a lot of overlap with Final Fantasy and Smash Bros. Fans. And Final Fantasy is a franchise that really does deserve representation in Smash Bros. And when it comes to Erdrick, Ninja Gaiden. I think those are two franchises that most people would say, oh, yeah, it's not that hype, but it makes sense. They both deserve to be in Smash, and that's cool. And their little small fan groups should be very happy. And at least we know who they are. Like Ryu Hayabusa, most people know who he is. So that's pretty cool. Nothing wrong with that. But Minecraft Steven Doom Guy, who's going to be that hype, jumping, fucking, like, throwing their fist in the air, screaming? Are they going to really do that? Like, I did that for Isabel. I did that for Ridley, because that was, like, to me, that was such a huge shock. I was doing that when Cloud and Snake were both coming back at Smash Ultimate, and then it said everyone was here, and it showed Pichu and Young Link, and I never expected those characters, and I was fucking fist clenching in the air, screaming, everyone is here, everyone is back. Those moments got me so hyped and so excited. Seeing Simon I was like, okay, cool. And then when they showed Richter, I was like, this is fucking amazing. This is fucking amazing. And then when they showed Zero's assist trophy, and when they showed Shovel Knight's assist trophy, this is fucking awesome. This is so fucking good. I never expected this shit. Like, and then when they showed K. Rool, I was like, this game is the best. This game is perfect. This game is doing everything right. So when it comes to these characters, I don't think anyone is going to be like, yeah, Minecraft Steve. Everyone's going to be like, oh, okay. And when they show Doom Guy, people are going to go, oh, okay, cool. Like, really, I just want people to be honest. If you are a fan of Doom, does the idea of playing as the Doom Guy in Smash really get your Russells jimmied in a positive way? I don't think so. He has guns. He has a chainsaw. He has some crazy guns. Let's be real. Some of his guns are insane and really cool, but do we really need another character with guns? I mean, that's really all he brings to the table as far as a playable character comes. I think a character like Samus does what he does already way more interesting. Not saying he's going to play like Samus at all. He will probably not play like Samus at all. But what I am saying is there's already characters with guns in, like, space marine style costumes who are more interesting as characters. Doom Guy is kind of like Gordon Freeman in the sense that, or even Master Chief, where it's like they're interesting because of the adventures they go on, not so much because of the personalities themselves, because they don't really have personalities. The difference would be with Master Chief and Gordon is that Gordon is famous for a gravity gun. Gordon is famous for the crowbar. Gordon is famous for some weird technology that is kind of different from other shooters. And then when you get to Master Chief, again, he's famous for dual-wielding submachine guns, using super awesome battle rifles with, like, the triple shot. He's famous for plasma grenades, energy swords, needlers, other Covenant weapons. The idea of Covenant weapons as part of his arsenal makes it super exciting. Like, how would Master Chief fight in Smash? Would he fight with an energy sword in his hands at all time? Would his A attacks all be energy sword attacks? Or would they be different melee attacks from his different guns, with the energy sword being just for his forward smash? Or would the energy sword be his up smash? Or maybe his up smash would be he gets in a Banshee and flies up. To me, that's all really interesting. A character like Master Chief or Gordon Freeman are very similar to the Doom Guy. The Doom Guy who came before them, but the Doom Guy, to me, as a character, does not have, it's like if they put in the character from the first Final Fantasy instead of Cloud from Final Fantasy VII. Yes, he's from the first one, and he's, but is it really that important? Why don't we just get the most important character? It's like, we're getting Dragon Quest now, but Dragon Quest happened after Cloud. Like, we got Cloud first, because if we're going to go with an turn-based RPG character, Cloud from Final Fantasy VII is probably the most important and most iconic of that entire genre. So there's no real need to go for Doom Guy over other characters just because he's from a first-person shooter that was, like, the one that popularized the whole thing. This more so has to do, if it's happening, has more so to do with Bethesda and wanting to promote Doom Eternal, and that puts way more of a gross taste in my mouth. And I know a lot of people really like the newer Doom by Bethesda. To me, I really thought it was overrated. The late Total Biscuit, and I am a huge fan, and I was very sad when Total Biscuit passed away. Definitely praised that game and was one of the reasons why, even though I didn't like playing the multiplayer beta, I gave it a chance, saying, well, at least the single player might be good, because him and so many others were really, really championing that game. And when I played it, I found that I just disagreed. I didn't think it was as hype and as amazing as people made it out to be. And I was kind of saddened by the whole experience. And in fact, I feel like I liked Wolfenstein a little bit more. And that's the thing. It just doesn't make any sense to me why Nintendo would want to go for Doom Guy, and neither does Minecraft. I think that the leak might just be guessing at those characters, and might be saying that, it might have come to the same conclusions about Ryu Hayabusa that I did, thanks to the idea that Team Ninja and Nintendo have a great relationship. I don't think Ryu Hayabusa, I don't think any of the characters besides Joker are on the level that Smash requires. When I look at characters like Cloud, Ryu, Mega Man, Sonic, Pac-Man, Simon, those characters are all on a level above everyone else. Those characters are all on a level above these DLC characters. Those are A-list third-party characters, and some of these guys are all B-listers. Let's be real. Like, none of them are real A-list material besides Joker. Joker's the only one I really think deserves it. Bayonetta would be considered a B-list character if not for the fact that Bayonetta 2 was basically saved and put out there thanks to Nintendo, and that's why it was Wii U exclusive, making the Smash Bros. Fan base, the people who were playing Smash 4, far more familiar with Bayonetta before she was released in Smash, and that was not a promotion for Bayonetta 2, as Bayonetta 2 came out like a year before. Actually, Bayonetta 2 came out the same year as Smash 4, and she wasn't even added to Smash 4 until 2016. So it made more sense that fans of Smash just wanted Bayonetta, versus the idea that Bayonetta was used as a promotional character to sell Bayonetta 2. Because that game was like 2 years old by that point, or at least a little bit over a year and a few months old at that point. So it just doesn't make any sense to me, and that's why I do question the leak a little bit. That's my biggest criticism with the leak, that there's no point in putting in almost all those characters. Even Ryu Hayabusa, which is a character I really want to happen, I don't think he deserves it. And so that makes me question the entire thing. But, again, looking at the evidence, the fact that Jack has a connection to Persona, therefore making it a perfect codename for Joker, it makes me really think that the Brave coincidence cannot be argued. I mean, if it's not him, I literally can't think of a more a more perfect name for Brave. When I think of all the video game characters that would be synonymous with Brave, none of them really, it doesn't really make it. Basically, if it's not Erdrick, then that Brave term is extremely vague. And that is okay. That is fine. It can be vague, because after all, it is a code name. But if we're trying to determine the character based off the code name, Erdrick is probably one of the more, sensible ideas that could come from this. It's probably the most logical prediction, and I just think it's bound to actually happen. I think Erdrick is probably the most likely next candidate, and the most exciting thing is that if it doesn't turn out to be Erdrick, then that means there's infinite number of possibilities of what could happen. But if it does turn out to be Erdrick, and there's a lot of signs pointing to yes, then I would say yes, there's a huge chance of getting Minecraft Steve and Doom Guy. But I do want to state that Ryu Hayabusa happening, I'm actually pretty confident that one is going to happen because of the relationship with Nintendo. So, even if Erdrick and Ryu Hayabusa happen, that means Minecraft Steve and Doom Guy might not happen. But this guy is alleging that Minecraft Steve and Doom Guy will probably be announced at E3 2019. So we will probably get the announcement for Erdrick sooner rather than later. Probably, I'm expecting him probably right around when Piranha Plant is added into the game. And I'm also expecting um, Ryu Hayabusa to be announced sometime in like March or April, probably April, before E3. Oh, and then he'll probably come out like May or something. And then when E3 happens in early July, I think it's early July, it might be late June. When E3 happens, that's when we'll get the announcement for the last two characters being Doom Guy and Minecraft Steve. We will see what happens. We will see what happens. But and I mean, that would be our Smash Bros. DLC characters. The thing is about Smash Bros. Is it's hard to complain, even though those are not the DLC characters I would have been excited for. Um, it's hard to complain. To me, I'm still looking really forward to Ryu Hayabusa, and the fact that we're gonna get Joker is mind blowing. So I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with Joker. So we will see what happens in the future. I'm gonna end the video here, basically saying that I do think Erdrick and Ryu Hayabusa are very likely. And while I don't want Minecraft Steve and I don't want Doom Guy, I think that it's very likely, just given everything else we've gotten confirmation for from this leak. So we will see. Leaks are normally bullshit, when they're almost always fake and wrong and bullshit, but we will see. There's a lot of evidence for this one. We will see. I don't know. We will see. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video right here, guys. I'll catch you next time.